Hey guys, welcome to a game theory style video where I'm digging into the lore of a big Rec Room game you might have heard of if you play Rec Room. It's called the Backrooms All-Seeing, and today I'm solving the entire game. The entire game. So let's get started. So this is Dave. He's our protagonist in the game, and he lost his wife. This evidence can be found in the description of the game and in Note 1. This is just to confirm Note 1 is not word for word. I just basically took context. Sorry for your loss, but due to your incident, you haven't been working hard enough, so we're laying you off. Basically, if you look around in the apartment a lot, you'll find tons of little small details that basically show that Dave is scrounging for money, with tons of the boxes packed up and tons of stuff of being packed up. But he's not moving, because for some reason. More lore. So on an evening stroll here, Dave no-clips and starts getting chased by entities. Seems simple enough, your average Backrooms game, right? I mean, yeah, you just go through the levels and you're done. No. So I don the headset once more and dig deep for all the lore. Let's dig deeper into some more clues of the game. So the cameras throughout the game watch Dave. There's level 02 to level 03 transition has some text X that says who is watching us, written by a mystery person who is probably a point I'll come back to later. This probably connects to the original Backrooms lore, and I figured out who is watching us behind the cameras. And it's async. So why is this important? Well, in the thumbnail of every Rec Room game, you want to choose your thumbnail very carefully, because it's a screenshot with text over it. And if you look closely and follow the arrow on the screen, there's a camera. And these cameras are in every level, so it's got to be important in some way. Clues I'm also taking very seriously for no reason. There's a lot of wrecked and destroyed stuff everywhere that could make this game possibly post async. And yeah, there's no screenshots of this, and I wasn't going to go record and take a screenshot just for this video because it's a very far level in the game. I'm not going to do that. So I just put in that picture as a reference because, I mean, see how nice these Backrooms look? Once you get to like level 02, you can see tons of stuff that is out of place compared to most other Backrooms game. It's wrecked and destroyed and stuff. My possible timelines and of events. Async era, which is basically, in my head, the async era is basically after they opened up the Backrooms, and in between that is Uprising and the Backrooms All-Seeing game. So what the heck am I talking about? Well, yeah, Uprising is an event where basically all the entities drove async out of the Backrooms. Makes sense, right? Well, yes and no. So I feel like this is why everything's wrecked throughout the game and it's not neat. Either I'm taking this stuff way too seriously, if we go back, what the heck am I talking about? Yeah. Either this happened or I'm just taking this way too seriously, but I feel like this does play a role in the timeline of events. They drove async out of the Backrooms and moves on. So why is this relevant in the first place? So async is probably behind the cameras somewhere, but didn't I just say they were driven out of the Backrooms? Well, yeah. They probably came back here and started to try and open them all up again. Because they need a second shot. And yeah, this is why it connects to the original Backrooms lore, because they've lost their funding. The Backrooms are their last way to regain money before they go out of business. So yeah, they're probably behind the cameras looking for an opening to rebuild things. And that's why throughout the game there are flashlights that still work, posters and tables that aren't wrecked. They're trying to get the Backrooms back up and running. So again, why should I care? because Async's experiments opened up the back rooms and for people to no-clip into once more, making this really dangerous. So that's basically how Dave ended up here. And then so basically that's how Dave came in here. Async rebooted up their experiments even though they should be done because the gate is closed. Kind of like a whole Stranger Things thing where the gate is closed, everything should be done. But yeah, they reopened it. And so now the back rooms, you can still no-clip into them. More evidence to back up this theory. At the beginning of the game in the apartment, there's some newspapers that if you look at them, they have some text that says citizens found dead, which seems to imply in secretive terms that other people have no-clipped into the back rooms and have died. So Dave is not the first person. So I'm guessing Async is trying to avert all suspicion that the back rooms are reopened by tossing everybody's body back into the real world to clip back into reality to make sure that nobody knows that the back rooms are still open, because maybe they found out that the back rooms are really dangerous, so they only can work in secret like they did before. The ending of the game also doesn't really make a lot of sense. After the game ends, and the game ends in an elevator after an alarm goes off in a very weird non-chase sequence, but we go down, not up. So that's why I'm a little confused here. Is like, this isn't, maybe it's just a thing for the credits, but if in the end scene, you look at more backrooms, more water, more tank. Like, if you've seen the ending, it's not the end. The ending was not clipping back into reality. It wasn't that. So, it would just make more sense for it to just be like, it's not the end yet. So, the future of the lore is either in future updates or an entire sequel, yes. We could have levels added where we look for the last bits of Async to get them out of the back rooms and close the gate for good. And I feel like this is definitely where things just have to end. Like, we're not done here. And that's why I think it's an entirely separate game being made in the background, is because we've had very small tidbits of lore throughout the entire game. And again, I put on the headset and I was playing for hours to solve this game. So clearly, there's not a lot of lore here, but I'm trying to solve it from everything we have. And basically, I'm taking all the clues and putting them together. And hopefully, in the next game or updates with more levels, we'll close the gate for good. Or I'm just taking everything way too seriously, MatPat style, and saying, what? I'm just taking things too seriously. But I don't want to think that, because I think I really put a lot of time into this episode. So, plug suggestions. If you have any games that you want me to do a theory video like this, have a comment below. And I'm just going to say I'm going to draw a few barriers. No PvP games. Those don't really have a lot of lore. No Golden Trophy or Quests of the Cauldron. No Rec Room Originals. But just any games with lore, I'll try to dig into. And just let me know. And if I see a popular one that more than one person has commented, I'll look it up. Subscribe or you will no-clip into the back rooms tonight.